Welcome, everyone, to your doom, is what I would say if I was Jake running yesterday's session. But it is just as applicable for tonight. I will not mince words. All of you are dying. The sound of Louse's muffled screams echo in your minds as you fade in and out of consciousness. Daeralei, please roll for me. Death saving throw.
Rolled a 16.
You get a success. Varkhessa, please roll for me. A death saving throw.
Just double checking. Okay. I have Death Defier, so I gain a +4 to my death saving throws. Just to
Nice.
Will that help?
Oh, we'll see. Do I roll digitally with squishy blood dice, or do I roll in... I'm going to roll physically. In the Skull Dice Tower. I rolled a 6. I get +4, which makes it a 10.
Makes it a success.
Wait, something's not right here. Yeah, I'll get it straight.
Veris, please roll for me. Your death save.
How much is it to roll with advantage on a death save?
3.
I believe it's is it 3 for.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is it
wait,
one
wait,
for
wait.
advantage and 3 for? Is one for
Sorry.
advantage, 3 for a reroll?
It's 1 for advantage, 3 for a reroll.
Yeah. Okay. I want to do advantage.
All right, the relic is spent.
Oh boy. Oh, thank God I did.
Oh my word! That spun on that 4 for so long.
Oh wow. I got a 1 and an 18.
That is a success. That is a success.
Oof.
Veris, you are no longer dying. You are, however, no longer conscious. The world goes out into darkness as you are swallowed. Daeralei, please make me a death save.
That was a 12.
It's another success. Varkhessa, make me one as well.
I rolled a 7 on the die. The +4, that is 11.
One more success. Daeralei, goes back to you.
As a 19.
Varkhessa. This might be your last roll. Make it.
For a split second, you said Varkhessa, and I was like, wait, she just went. I was like, oh, no, wait, that's me. All right. Don't fail me, die. That is a 4 on the die. With +4, it is only an 8. And I'll find myself in the same position Veris was just a moment ago.
You are having to make one more roll.
I think it would be foolish to die with relics. So I will also spend 1 relic to roll with advantage. Because I'm only using a singular die, I will roll it twice. I'm going to move this to in front of me. Wish I had a separate camera for this dice tray. Here we go. First roll is a natural 1.
Okay?
So, it.
It all comes down to the second roll.
Just because, in case of the drama, I'm going to film this with my phone. All right. Here we go. It's in the tray. It is a jack die. Come on. Quit playing games. There's a 14 on the die. For a total of 18.
Everything fades to black. You are held aloft. You feel your body is, it's like it's floating. You hear whispers. Someone's talking to you. Daeralei, what do you say back to this voice? You can't quite make out what they're saying.
Before I would say anything, so I can't make out what they're saying.
You're being talked to.
Can I tell what kind of tone they're using? Like, is it a loud tone or is
Insistent. It's insistent. It's asking you a question. You feel pressured to respond.
No. I think Daeralei just grunts out, no.
Your body feels heavy, weighed down, your arms pulled down to your side. You cannot move. Your head is held still. You see them again. Figures over your half-conscious body. Marrow, a shaded creature that is Red Ghost. A strange static of a voice that belongs to Hellion. As you relive that moment, Veris, you also find yourself in this state, this floatingness, this almost out of bodiness. You hear someone call to you, though you can't really make out the words. Someone's speaking to you. They are insistent. What do you say?
I think Veris tries to speak, but I'd like to think that his voice does not find him. It only comes out in like barely a croak. But he's trying to say like what? Who's there? But I don't think he gets the words out.
Your mouth goes dry, your throat goes dry as you are blinded with a light. As you see the dusty sand around you, you can feel the grit on your knees. As you see ahead of you, down upon one knee, is Yrsimagor, as the sun bakes his back. As you relive that moment, Varkhessa, you know yourself now to be dreaming. You've done this before. You've left your body many times. And here you stand. Stand is a bad word to use. Here you float. You know yourself to be some kind of astral projection right now. You can hear the sounds of someone calling out to you. What do you say in return?
I say, the blood lana blas. The blood remembers in Giant.
Wake up. You hear the voice continue. Wake up. You feel yourself being jostled. Wake up.
I will attempt to open my eyes.
Varkhessa, you are the first to awaken. There is a figure standing over you. She is smooth of skin, is what you notice at first. These dark eyes whose pupils fill the entirety of her orbits. Her forehead is tall. You are in what appears to be low light or darkness. You can feel her hands. There's one cradling your neck with a bit of firmness into your jugular area. You hear the figure speak again. Musha. The figure notices the stirring of her eyelids and sits back. Vurusha Nahavarash, the figure says to you. As you see, as a vision coming to, she possesses 4 arms. She's holding herself in a way to stop you from moving in a kind of gentle way, like the way that she holds a hand over your chest. This figure is trying to speak with you. You are lucid, Varkhessa, at 1 hit point. You are prone upon the ground.
Am I restrained or just held in a, like, blocked or held from moving?
You are not restrained. As you try to move your limbs, if you try to move yourself, you would see the figure would grow insistent over you, and kind of holds its hands up to try to in a stopping motion. It's like, like, whoa there, don't move yourself. But you find your arm, your right arm, restricted. You see that it is in a cast, in a binding. You feel a wince in your ribs as you notice that there is bandages, red and orange, around your midsection. The creature, the figure standing up before you, holds up a metal tin, and you can hear the slush of fluid inside. It brings the metal tin up, cradling the back of your head and neck to bring your head a bit upright, bringing the metal tin to your lips.
I will drink.
You cannot see the figure's mouth. It is covered by this metal apparatus that goes from the nose down. Jake, if you wish, you may zoom in on the map to see the figure in full.
Actually, I'm going to zoom way in so we can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are greeted with cold, refreshing water to your lips. The world becomes a bit clearer. The figure nods to you as you are drinking.
I try to look around. Do I see the others?
Yes, you do. Similar to how you are, in a rudimentary cot made out of the pelts of a Rumvarax. The same creatures that Donut is. You see laying in 2 other pelts. Veris, whose leg is in a splint and has some bandages around the skull. And there's Daeralei as well, who's also bandaged up. And of course you see Louse as well. All 3 of your companions are asleep or unconscious.
I look to this figure. I can help them. Let me... I try to sit up again. Let me help them.
You'll feel a gentle hand on your chest that's urging you to lay back down. And the water is gestured to your mouth once more.
I imagine even in the attempt to sit up, moving maybe, if I was even able to get, a foot of movement, seeing my vision swim at the edges, darkness threatening to pull me down, and I will let these hands lower me back down, and I will once again accept the water and realize that I can't do anything in this state. This creature, this person, doesn't seem to mean any harm. Quite the opposite. I will remain on my guard as much as I'm able to. I want to see, even though I'm not going to attempt to move anymore, as much as I'm able to, I just want to keep an eye on the creature and the others.
As the creature speaks to you and gestures to Daeralei. Seeing no hesitation or what do you call it? Seeing no response from you of your, let's say, defiance. I'm trying to remember the word. No objection. Seeing no objection from you. It steps over to hunch over Daeralei, leaving
I would like to try
behind.
I would like to try saying, Can you understand me? But I will say this in Orcish. As I attempt the scant few languages I know. And if there's no response, I will also try the same thing again in Giant.
Yeah. Each time you speak, the figure will pause, and then will repeat what it said, gesturing to Daeralei.
I will lay back down and just turn and watch.
You see like an arm, I don't want to say armband, but like a gauntlet, like a bracers on this figure. It opens up like a little contraption, and it will pull out what appears to be a long needle. With two of their hands, will unbind some of the bandaging on Daeralei's skull. It will inspect Daeralei's skull. And then, seeming satisfied with its investigations, will grab Daeralei's arm, one hand, and begin to move the needle to Daeralei's wrist. It will then begin to draw some of Daeralei's blood. Veris, when you come to, you see a tall, lithe figure, back to you, hunched over. As you see sanguine red move up from Daeralei's wrist up into a thin pipette of a syringe. The world swims around you, your head aches, your body is pained. Do you do anything seeing this?
Yeah, again, he's going to try and speak, and I think he would probably try and get up. A little
while using two of its hands to continue the phlebotomy of Daeralei. This figure will wheel around its head. You see it is flat and cone-like, face and mouth obscured. by some kind of breathing apparatus. And the two other hands will like gesture for you to stay put and not move. It speaks to you.
Immediate, Veris is going to like shake his head. What is going on here? Where are we? Who are you? Where are my friends? And then when the thing says that, he wants to quickly he's going to just pop, does he still have his clothes on?
Yep.
So he takes something out of his pocket and he pops it in his mouth, or actually he's gonna put it in his ear. It probably looks like one of those earplugs that you get for the to sleep at night. And he's gonna cast Comprehend Languages.
Please do not move. You're injured. You see, mid-sentence is what this figure says to you.
Who are you? Where are we?
I didn't know you could understand me. I am Asuma. I have rescued you. Please, do not be afraid.
Well, we were in quite a predicament in the last time, Asuma. So you must understand our... And he looks at the others. Our wariness. I see that you are trying to heal us. Where are we?
I have rescued you. We are currently still inside the Dominion's hive ship. There is a small sequestered cavern that you are within right now. They do not know of this place. It is a natural, geological cavern system. There's a little psst sound from the pipette as Asuma will look down and then pull the needle out from Daeralei's wrist, and then with two fingers put a lot of pressure upon where the pricking was. With another hand will we'll put the blood into that same kind of gauntlet device that she has upon her wrist, and immediately there's like these holographic lights that appear upon it. You see Asuma looking at her own smartwatch, basically, smart bracer watch, waiting for results. It is lucky that you are all alive. This one here, I have encountered her before. And then there's a green light that lights up upon her arm bracer. Good news. My word that she was infected.
Sorry, who is she gesturing towards being infected? Daeralei?
Daeralei.
And she said that she's seen her before?
Yep.
I think Veris looks very confused over to Daeralei.
Now I must ask, what brings all of you to this place? You're lucky that I chanced upon you when I did. And Varkhessa, you will hear Veris and Asuma talking to each other in a foreign language that you cannot understand. You can hear that Veris's words are kind of like warped to be kind of like converted into this other language. Are you just sitting back and kind of watching and listening?
I am. I just assumed that this this Veris is well read and studied and knows languages and figured it out.
Varkhessa knows that Veris is a nerd.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say nerd, but I mean, in this world, Varkhessa is basically the goth, so... Or one of the goths, because I think Daeralei's also goth.
Very moody group, and then Veris.
So Daeralei's the emo.
Veris does look to Daeralei and says, she said that she has seen you before. Do you know who this is?
You're saying this to Daeralei?
Yeah.
Daeralei is still unconscious.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Daeralei ignores you.
Yeah. I
But you
thought
don't
that
know
Daeralei was awake.
I mean, could be. She'd still ignore you, right?
Okay.
Asuma looks upon the arm contraption. I am glad her condition has not worsened. I feared that she had been lost. Strange to encounter her yet again.
You said you were afraid that she's been infected. Infected by what? Exactly.
Zaorians.
Immediately, I think Veris is going to break out a book and just start writing. And what are those? Has he heard this term? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, okay. So then Veris, what exactly is that?
Zaorians. A species of creature native to the dwarf planets that orbit the star Phlebos. Their biology allows them to try to replace the nervous system of biologically compatible hosts.
Does that sound anything like the dragon that we ran into, who gave us this whole mission?
A little light bulb.
You see Veris like put dragon ? And then put like a bunch of like little like a circling it and like putting like aliens attacking it or something. And writes down Xorian? Is that
Zaorian, yeah.
Zaorian? Okay. And what are you doing here? How did you come to be here in this place?
I'm trying to rescue my kin.
He nods. We're here to seek something. And he'll go into like a little bit of detail of what they're looking for, but not like a lot. As much as Veris can restrain himself from explaining and describing something, which is not very much.
So you're speaking almost in full of what you're looking for here?
Yeah, I think. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to roll because I think that Veris would try to be like. Because Veris is not usually. This is Daeralei who usually does all like the speaking to others and the
Gonna make a wisdom
knowing.
saving throw to see how much you hold back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think. Okay, 14. So I think he holds a pretty good amount back. Maybe one or two things kind of slip through as he gets like a little excited about sharing and talking about what they're looking for.
You, Cassandra Lee. I know of that name.
I know very little.
I met her long ago.
Oh,
Daeralei, you begin to waken. As you come to, as the paralysis fades away, the darkness turns to light. You see a figure hunched between you and Veris. A figure of 4 arms, pale skin, an elongated forehead, dark, pupilless eyes. The signature, gold fur of an Aramvarex around as a mantle. You recognize this figure.
I think do I recognize like the figure, like the individual, or just the fact that I recognize the species because I know we've
Both.
encountered the dead ones. Okay.
You remember this individual.
I can tell this individual apart. Ah, so I think
Entirely probably because of the gold furred mantle of the Aramvarex felt around their shoulders. And
I
something
think
about them.
just recognize. So I think that her first instinct of just coming to is to pretend that she's not coming to, um, and listening and watching to kind of figure out, um, one, what's happening, two, am I still in danger?
You, Varys, you'll see Isuma pause with speaking with you as they see Daeralei beginning to stir. And Daeralei, despite pretending to be unconscious still, just the tiniest little motions alerted the keen-eyed Asuma. You hear the figure say to you, and Varys, you hear, "Don't move, you're injured. Just lay still."
I think not being able to understand what's going on, but knowing that they know I'm awake. Darelei's instinct is to immediately to the awakened mind and try to talk. Now, I looked it up in the player's handbook. In the player's handbook, it says can communicate with another creature.
Mhm.
So even though this little blurb says speak, the other one says communicate. Anyway, I would in telepathically would say, I recognize you. Where am I?
You try to link out with your mind. There is a great void, a great psychic void ahead of you, as if a polished dome in space for you shields this figure from your telepathy. You can feel the nascent minds of Veris and Varkhessa and Louse, but there is this solid wall that separates your mind from Asuma's, as you are unable to make contact.
I think there's a look that crosses Daeralei's face, like confusion, but also like I've lost the word, but it's not like frustration, but it's that, kind of like frustration, but also disappointment. It's like how dare you? I don't know what the word is, but that look like how dare you not let me talk to you, but also confusion about why. So, and then we'll continue to try it again. Like, who are you?
You keep doing this telepathically?
Well, yeah. Why am I? Where are?
Yeah.
Where are we? Who are you? I recognize.
Your telepathic attempts are just rebuffed, like trying to. It almost just like bounces off, like this strange kind of like interference of static. Like it bounces off the same way that like it would be rebuffed with magnets, just completely repelled.
I think Daeralai's not that patient, so I think after a few like shots at this, I mean, I also just almost been dead here, so I think she, like almost like I think she was kind of probably becoming tense and looking at, and then she just kind of gives up, flops back, lets all goes, and just closes her eyes. Just done.
Tell me, why have you returned to this place? It is Veris what you hear. Asuma say to you, Daeralei. Daeralei, you will simply hear. I
think Veris looks to Daeralei to see if there's any comprehension.
You can see that Daeralei is totally just checked out at this point. Like, I'm not getting answers. I can't hear this. I'm not even bothering. So she's just kind of lying there. Just.
Yes, I think Veris would then translate to Daeralei.
I think hearing your voice is probably the first time that Daeralei realizes that there's other people in this room besides her and the alien. And I think her eyes would just kind of like shoot open and would look towards your voice. Veris?
Hello. This one says that she knows you.
I recognize her.
Oh. But you can't understand her. It doesn't look like it.
Not at all, and she will not let me talk to her. It's quite frustrating.
You see like this confusion go across Veris's face as he turns back to this person and just, you won't talk to Daeralei?
What do you mean?
And I think
she
immediately
cannot understand me.
Veris like turns to Daeralei and says, what do you mean?
Mind is like a polished stone. I just bounce off. And I think to prove Daeralai's point, she'd say into your head, not like this. And you'd hear that in your brain.
Yeah, Veris then turns back and just says, I can't speak telepathically with you.
Psionic potential. Well, I have an implant that protects me from the psionic frequencies. It is a requirement dealing with foes. It cloaks me from their vision. Is your species normally psionically capable?
Varys
I
shakes
don't
his
remember
head.
this. I do not remember this when first we met.
No, not usually.
Perhaps then a lingering effect of her brief time as a host. Curious. Assumo will then continue to speak to you, Daeralei. Have you had any other symptoms?
And I think Varys will translate, or unless...
Symptoms. What are they talking about? I'm bleeding. I have lost pieces of my body. Those are the only symptoms of being dead that I would have.
No, not of near death. My apologies. We've got on the wrong foot here. I am Asuma.
I think Caroline just gives you a look, Varys, like, how is this important at this moment, right? But then kind of quells the impatience. Daeralei.
I fear you are feeling heightened aggression. It is a symptom of bodily injury. You must rest more. I promise you I bring no harm.
Do you
No.
translate that, Varys? So I think say
Yeah,
back
he's
to
doing
you.
word for word. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think would say back to you. I I feel no distrust. I believe you might have saved me once before, which is why I recognize you. So I do not think you mean ill will now. However, I would like to know where we are.
We are in a cave. Up that way, and she gestures with one of her forearms. Up that way, through that tunnel there, is the main hall. She tries to find a good word to use for this, or maybe Veris, you find a hard word to actually get translated here. The main hall of the Dominion Hive ship. It is crawling with forces, but here it is safe. They do not know of this cave. As for your companion, I fear that she is comatose, as Asuma gestures to Louse. The others, I'm relieved to see the rest of you have come too. Please take it easy.
Varys, can you tell her thank you? I fear I've in my haste forgot to mention that. Anyway, just say thank you.
Thank you for all of your help.
Of course. It is the way of my people. Now drink up. You're dehydrated. And she will offer more of these like little metal tins to each of you of water.
Daeralei would definitely drink, probably deeply, from this glass, and then kind of just turn to Varys at one point, like, what did she mean, host?
Do you remember that dragon we ran into? The huge thing that asked us to come here?
Yes.
Veris looks, and I think that she's talking about things that infect you, and I think it's the same thing that infected that thing.
I'm infected?
You're not. She said that you weren't. But maybe you were at one time?
And that is why I can speak it with my mind sometimes?
Yeah, Veris nods at that. Perhaps.
I think Daeralei falls silent again, and then just kind of drinks the water, contemplating what this means.
And here, you all can take a short rest.
Hooray!
You find your recoveries aided by highly advanced technological medicines, pills that she will give you to imbibe, injection salves that hasten your healing as you recover half of your hit points.
Ooh.
I'm going to also use where did it go? I'm going to use my Sorceress Restoration. Which I can do once per long rest. To use a short rest to regain up to 4 sorcery points. Because while all of that talking was going on, I used Font of Magic to regain a 2nd level spell slot by spending sorcery points. I might. Do I have enough to do that? No. I'm going to spend during this period, I'm going to spend 3 of those that I restored to gain another 2nd level spell slot. Should hit this case.
Heard you speak of Sandali. How fortuitous.
So I
I met her
actually
many
I
years
was
ago.
I assume I hear the word Cassandra in the gibberish that I
Yep.
can't understand, and so I immediately I'm looking to Veris, like,
Yeah, again, Veris will translate.
sorry if I cut you off there.
You spoke of Cassandra Lee. I met her many years ago. What? You think she's here? Is that why you've come to this blighted place?
I don't know how to explain this to her, Veris.
I rescued
but
you from this place. Why would you come back?
Cassandra Lee is not Cassandra Lee anymore. Cassandra Lee is now Mayenda, because Mayenda has had Cassandra Lee's memories wiped out. We are back here to find the, what did she call it? I had it a moment ago.
Neurocam?
Neurocam, thank you. Neurocam. So we are here to find the neurocam. Veris, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to explain it, but do your best.
Yeah, I think Veris will try and say what Daeralei has said, just to also kind of gauge the reaction as well.
Oh, well, if she left her neurocam here, then she is dead.
Well, her body is not dead. Her body is now Mayenda. But Cassandra is, for all intents and purposes, probably not around, except that Mayenda kind of remembers some of Cassandra. And I don't think she left it here on purpose. It was more of it was taken from her, I'm guessing. Because Daeralei kind of is just saying a lot of words at this moment because it's hard to describe everything.
Well, if her neurocam has been compromised, you think it's here, then?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
When I met Cassandra, she was running from something. I let her stay at night in my cave, but not another day longer. If there is something chasing her, I do not want to be found.
I think the thing that was chasing her must have found her.
I fear that is the case.
But
And that is
whether
why I could not let you die when you too came to my aid.
what do I have?
I saw her face. Felt the guilt of what I did. Could not let you die as well.
Because you did not save her more than one day. You saved me.
Perhaps it does not make sense.
It does not have to make sense. I am forever grateful that the guilt is what kept me alive. But what Cassandra was running from may not be the thing that caught her. This is still not quite known. What we do know is that her brother, Hellion, caught her and did this thing where he wiped her mind and made her Mayenda.
I do not remember any name like Hellion, but I do remember her fleeing Unity.
You know of Unity?
I know of it.
What do you know?
It was a shipboard AI of the divinity.
Is it good?
Well, it was responsible for all of the digital infrastructure of the divinity ship. It was an Androphan invention, a digital mind. It is as good as... To say it is good, it is asking, can a computer be good? It is a tool.
So why would Cassandra be running from it?
When the divinity was attacked by the Dominion ship, the Androphans were not prepared for the psionic assaults of the Dominion creatures. And it appears that part of their weaponry included corrupting the digital mind that is Unity, along with the biological minds that are the crewmates. The ship went haywire. I know that Unity's systems went down. I was not there for when it happened. I had already entered one of the escape pods. It was by my luck. By my luck. Somehow, for all these years, my pod stayed intact. I know now, by the digital signatures, that was 9,000 years ago. I feel like a ghost. Everyone I know, everyone I loved long dead.
So 9,000 years ago, the Divinity and the Dominion fought, and the Dominion corrupted Unity. 9,000 years ago.
Yes.
Was it also 9,000 years ago then that Cassandra ran from Unity?
No. This was recent. This was 4 years ago.
So the Unity that I know, the Unity that I
Then it is 9,000 years old.
trust.
Yes.
No, but the one that I trust, the one that I know, that is the one that is corrupted.
I can't imagine you know of the one that was before time. You are not. You're not from Divinity, are you? You do not look like an Androthan to me.
No, I don't believe I am. I don't remember, however, but... So this thing that's been telling me to find Cassandra might not actually be... I think it's kind of... Daeralei kind of goes silent. She kind of, her thoughts trail off, and I think you can see probably Veris, because you know Daeralei well, that there is quite like an internal struggle going on and it's on her face. Like you can see that she's struggling with what she's learning here right now. Yeah, like there's an internal war going on in her mind right now.
So, will you help us on this ship? Perhaps we can find your kin, and we can find what we're looking for as well.
I was going to ask this of you. But I fear that your wounds would make you a liability.
Well, perhaps, if possible, we could just rest here for a time. Once we are all back recovered, we could go out, a fully healed force.
I can hide you for one day.
I think that would be all that we need. And we would be able to accompany you.
And she will step forward away from the group. And she will detach a electronic device from her hip, lower to the ground, set it to the ground, and it will unfold as a holographic dome appears that is about 30 feet wide or so. Yeah, about 40 feet wide. And this little like dome that covers all of you. We will be hidden to them inside this
I think while Veris could still talk and understand Izuma, Daeralei would like to show a couple of items to Izuma in case she knows what they are. The first one being got 2 containers of an unknown liquid along with a padded canister.
Oh goodness. Okay.
From
Oh
way
goodness.
back.
Oh goodness.
would-
Where was this found?
I think this would have been, I think, from the first ship we were at, when we got the brown the hemochem guns.
Like back in Torch?
Yeah, that first ship.
Oh gosh. Oh Lord above.
You can take
let
your
me
time
fi-
finding it if you want.
Yeah.
And the second thing is the device from the pilot's skull. So that would have been the
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find my old notes. If I can find them. I have my binder here somewhere. Is it here? Oh, that'd be here.
While Vi's searching her notes, be sure to
Yeah.
check us out. I'm so used to Carrie jumping in on
I know, the
that.
redbubble.com, and that's all I know.
Okay.
Be sure to check us out on
So-
redbubble.com, where you can get hats, t-shirts, tank tops, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of things. We've got various show logos and MTD merch available there. You can type !merch in the chat, as I've just done, and there's a direct link that will take you to the storefront.
Oh, I found my notes. Okay. So the thing that was inside the skull, that is a neurological implant, a cybernetic. This one seems to be for
Is it a
memory and cognition. Cybernetic neurological implant.
For what recognition? For
Memory and cognition.
memory and cognition. Like Daeralei knows what any of that means. Cybernetic neurological.
Okay, and sorry, what were the tubes that you found or whatever?
So they
first
were
one?
2 containers of unknown liquid along with a padded canister. And I got them at the same time as the nanite hypo gun with 4 metal canisters, which we pretty much used up all of them. I think I gave 2 canisters to Veris. I don't know if Veris has used up theirs, but I've used up the 2 that I had. But they
Okay.
got them all together. We just didn't know what
I'm
the
trying to
same
think. I have a suspicion of what they are.
medical supplies. So we were in the medical bay at the time.
Yeah.
Like liquid bandages, a tube of icy hot.
Got them at the same time. We've got the sensor-like object that has a readout that said radiation 0 to 600.
Okay, this was science staff. That's the armor. Here's the medicine area. Okay, yeah, so it was in total a radiation detector, a
Yep.
med lance, a brown nanite hypo gun, 2 nanite canisters, and 2 doses of grade 1 hemochem. So this would be the med lance and the nanite canisters. Or wait, no, the med lance would have been the hemochem. This would be a nanite hypo gun with some nanite canisters.
So the 2 containers along with a padded so 2 containers of unknown liquid along with a padded canister. That would be the nanite.
Yep.
Nanite. What'd you call it? Nanite block?
The nanite canister.
Nanite canister. So the padded canister is the nanite canister?
Yeah, and then she will hold it, and she'll kind of like unfold it a little bit and show you that it like presses up to the skin. And whatever canister you have in it would um would slowly transdermally infuse through your skin.
Oh, okay. And so then the two canisters that came with it of unknown, those would be also are those the healing as well?
So she will say,
Or
no, she'll say these are nanite canisters. They will knit your wounds slowly. It is for long-term ailments.
okay. So the healing, but very slow, very slow.
Yep.
healing. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Where did you find this? I suppose it's this implant that makes me curious.
The
Where did you
implant
find it?
was found in a dead pilot that attacked us in, I believe that was in
Scrapwall.
Scrapwall, right? At that crashed, yeah, in Scrapwall.
There were only 4 individuals who had the ranking to have one of these.
It was also
By the make of it, I imagine this is the captain.
This was the captain, and it was the first time we had heard the words Dominion. He attacked us believing that we were part of the Dominion. In fact, me.
He was alive.
No, he had been dead for.
That's preposterous. The dead cannot move.
And yet they did.
Perhaps the Dominion's effects caused a psionic interference that created a projection of his essence. I assure you the captain was long dead.
Oh, I believe you. I mean, it was definitely a dead man that we were fighting. Nothing alive about him. But when we finally managed to end his animated corpse, this is what fell from his head. I had a reaction when I first found it, when I first saw it. It sparked recognition, and I don't really know exactly why, but I got a headache, if you will. A massive headache at the same time. I just knew it was important.
When I had first encountered you, you had many implants in your brain.
Wait, you didn't do these?
No. No, I did what I could. I surgically removed as many as I could.
You removed some.
Yes.
Oh. I do not know where I got them from.
You came to me like that. You had been complaining of headaches. You were delusional. Your pupils would not respond to light. You were speaking listlessly.
I remember.
It was like aphasia was outing you. I removed them to prevent your brain from... They were going to cause you seizures and hematomas. You would have died.
I remember more since you took them out, obviously. I can remember things now, but now that before I first met you, the reason I was here was because I was looking for Cassandra Lee already. I was already in that imperative to find her, to...
Well, you're barely cogent. You were walking like you were asleep. You walked right into the ambush of the Nithalgu.
The what now?
Nithalgu. Another
those-
Dominion species. They
those
are
The
large
things
in
that
stature.
eat your head.
Crudely put, but yes.
Are they like the ones that we were fighting just recently?
I think you have encountered one, yes. Yeah, so the big crab-like thing.
Yeah, so the crab-like thing
Yeah.
is what she's talking,
Yeah.
right? Is that the
Yes, yeah.
Nithalgu, not the
Yeah.
brain on a stick thing that we were fighting?
No.
Okay.
Crab-like species, they ingest the brains of their victims and hold them in capsules and sacks upon their body. They use them as a sort of their version of cybernetics, as a computational offloading to enhance their psionic power. For lack of a better term, it was trying to eat your brain.
Did a very good job of it.
I'm surprised you're still alive. The state that I saw you in. I nursed you to health. I took you to the valley's edge. There you said goodbye. You seemed lucid enough to know where home was.
Do
I
not
gave you
remember any of this.
I gave you food for the road, some water, and let you be on your way.
I do not remember this. I remember none of this.
Perhaps that is then for the better.
Perhaps. This neural cam. But what will it do when we find it?
Well, it is an inert copy that is an upload of the exact positions and states of the neurons of the being who captures himself. It is like a photograph, but of your mind, rendered in full, accurate, exact detail. That is all it is. To make use of a neurocam, you'd have to plug it into something.
So it's like it's a picture, a painting.
Yes, yeah. Painting of a mind. If you think it is here, then perhaps they are trying to unlock it.
But what good would it do then? If it's just painting of a moment of a person.
When attached to the correct simulations and software, it can reproduce that mind and reestablish the consciousness of that being.
It could make the painting come to life.
Yes. Cassandra was an artificial being. An android.
Okay.
So all she had to do,
Go ahead, sorry.
all that needed to be done would be to re-upload that snapshot of her digital mainframe. And she would come to life once more and return to herself.
So you're saying Cassandra is like a golem or a construct? A homunculus, or what are you saying?
I'm not familiar with any of those terms, no. Cassandra was made, not born, though you could say that the making process was... It's very similar to how birth works with the androphid species.
So Mayenda is not... is also a construct, seeing as Mayenda is actually in Cassandra's body. Daryl, you can see Daryl is actually trying to piece this all together.
Asuma like nods along, like wondering why this matters. Yes.
She seemed real to me.
If her body survived, then there is a protocol to reboot, to create a new consciousness in the body of that android. Which makes sense if she had uploaded her own consciousness. Mayenda is real. She is a real person. She may inhabit the body of Cassandra, but, well, in all aspects of herself, she is who she is.
But Cassandra Lee's body is not real. It's a made thing.
Well, you are a made thing. The mother of your species built you in the forge of her womb. And so too are the androphid androids. They're constructed in a gestalt womb of fluids and nutrients, nanite fibers. I'm surprised that you're having issue with this.
I fear there are things lost in translation. And it just kind of glares at Veris at this moment.
Veris is just trying his best.
You offered to help me in exchange for me helping you. I can do this. Do you feel... Well, I'll let you decide in the morning.
What is wrong with her? And they're like, kind of points to Louse, who's still unconscious. And
A traumatic brain injury. Comatose. She is stable, but she will not be conscious for a while. I'm doing what I can through the use of steroids and electrostimulants to keep any brain damage from happening in her subconscious state.
will you be kicking her out tomorrow too?
I hope it does not come to this. Best I can do is take her from this place. I cannot take her far. But I can guide all of you out of this place. But it seems like you have something in mind.
No, we need to
I will
stay.
join
We
you.
need to get what we came for.
Mhm.
I will join you for this.
Where are your kin? You mentioned you were to.
They are long gone. And I'm here to save them.
How? What do you mean?
The Zaorians, they inhabit their bodies. This is a cruel fate for us Kasatha. It stops us from reaching our afterlife. I do not know if I must go find them and kill them, and spare them from their torture. Bring them above ground so they can pass on in peace. For 20 years, I've been scouring this valley for any sign of my kin. I've not found a single one alive. It was cruel what the Androphans did to us. It is cruel what the Dominion does to us. I fear I am the last Kasatha alive. Beyond my planet, of course. But even then, I'm sure the Dominion came for us there too. Are you fond of your home?
There's not.
I still remember mine. Kasaf. It is a desert planet around a red star.
We saw a likeness of it once.
What do you mean?
Those items the nanite canisters, we found them in a ship, but that ship also had a vast area that was replicating your home world.
He winces at the mention of this. Damn. It was unbecoming of me to speak on it. She catches herself.
I'm sorry if I have offended you.
No, you did not know. When the Androphans came to our planet, we were a primitive species. Many of our kind were abducted. Yet, in their ranks, we were told of their ways, their language, their science, their medicine, their technology. And so I thought, at least. For they had said that the Kasath will join their people among the stars. And that is why I speak their tongue now, wield the weapons and tools of theirs. And I was fully willing to join in their cause. And then I found I found the habitation module of the divinity. And my people were in an exhibit. They were experiments. They did not uplift all of my kind. No, just me and a few others, and they left the others to be observed and experimented on. They were given a false sky and false biome. I could not stand for what they had done.
I am sorry to reopen those wounds.
It's the world is cruel. That much is certain.
I'm trying to remember when we last talked to those groups, did we let them go? Or were they
Yeah, you re-enabled the sky, which let them move on from being undead. Because they were haunting the place as a race.
so we did, like, they're not still stuck in that biome?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I think tentatively then that Daeralei would just mention that, hoping to give some good news in this horrible bad news that she inadvertently had just relayed to us.
You gave them peace. Thank you.
It was
So
little to do from their help.
I'm still confused at why you say they were moving about and alive when they were dead.
They were not alive. They were very much dead.
And you speak of them as if they spoke to you and moved about.
They did. We would call these... We call these the undead. There's various forms of such things.
All impossibilities.
And yet,
I keep
happened.
forgetting that your species here is also a primitive one. I'm sure you have your superstitions.
And yet... I just looks at the device and the fact, and yet these things happened.
If it is the neurocam that you are seeking, and it is here, there will be only one place that you will find it. There is an Illithek that runs as the leader of this place. If such an object is in the possession of the Dominion, it will be within its chambers. At the center of this hive ship. The Illithek will no doubt be trying to interface with the neurocam. I fear that is why they attacked the Dominion ship. They had received news of artificial minds being created by the Androthan people. And if you can create a mind, and your culture necessitates harvesting of minds as an energy source, well, it is as if you discovered a whole other type of fusion energy.
like an unending feast.
Almost literally, yes.
What does this neurocam look like? None of us know.
It'll be a device about yay big. It will have a small panel of a screen, 3 ports. It'll be no bigger than a book.
Veris, I apologize, but I think Daeralei is going to be very rude and kind of just rip your book out of your hands and the pen and hand it to Asuma. Draw it.
And that she sees the parchment. And then she will like hold up her hand over it, and like a little laser will extend out from like her wrist, and like a little like almost like a print will do like laser scarring, laser burning into the pages. A little like black and white photograph of a rendering of the neurocam, and you can see, yeah, it's like this like weird like rectangular like kind of like an iPad almost kind of device with like little ports and antennae and stuff on it and some dials. You'll have a perfectly rendered image of a neurocam on your book, and it's probably printed over a little bit of your scrawlings, Veris.
I think when it's done, Daeralei would just give it back to Veris. My apologies, Veris.
I'm going to have to maybe get me one of those lasers. Quite impressive.
If you find any, detritus of the Dominion ship, and you can find one of the suits intact, then no doubt will this Omni tool be present on them.
I think Veris perks up at that.
I think so does Daeralei. But you said it was a Dominion suit.
Divinity is what
A
I meant.
divinity suit.
Yeah.
We had one of those once. It was big, it was bulky. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like you're speaking of an exosuit. It's a protective suit to handle radiation, the vacuum of space, heat.
Oh, what about this? And I think Daeralei remembers something, and we'll dig into the pouch where so put all of these things, and we'll pull out this jumpsuit. Got back in the very first thing. How about this? Excitedly, except that I already know that it's called a panic suit, but we'll bring that forward. Like this.
No.
Oh. All right then. And we'll shove it back into the pouch.
I will let the 3 of you rest as I attend to this, your companion here. And with that, we'll go ahead and take a break.
All right. We will be back in just a few moments. See you on the other side. And we're back.
And so, you have completed your rest. A full day's rest, that is a long rest. As you wake up and get your bearings, Suma, you see that she's tending to Louse. Ah, good. You're all awake, is what you would have heard, she says instead.
Veris is going to recast his spell. Thank
You're all
you.
awake.
Thank you again for letting us stay.
Of course. I see that your wounds have taken to the hypodermic medicines quite well. Your lesions have covered. Do you feel any aches?
Veris shakes his head. The things that you gave us were quite useful. I think we're all very eager to go. He looks again to Louse. And what have we done with her?
I've been thinking on it, and there is two options. I stay with her, nurse her to health while you go out. Or we sit and stay until she's recovered. Or I guide you all, taking her with me to the exit, leaving this place behind.
When do you think she will recover?
Hopefully by next session's time.
Excellent. I've heard that that's good timing. We have Metawise. We have one more game, right? Before.
Yes. Yeah, Metawise, we have one more scheduled session before the summer hiatus.
I'm inclined to wait.
And hope she recovers.
Yeah. So we can all set out together, but I'm all for what the group thinks.
I am also inclined to want to do that. I think now, especially now that Varkhessa has rested and is fully healed, first, almost immediately going about her morning or post-rest ritual of casting mage armor, always keeps an eye on where Asuma is. And doesn't really say anything. Has not yet, since before the two of you were conscious and tried communicating, never once tried to have you translate anything, Veris. Only listened. And I think probably after resting, there's this... I'm going to do this purely for flavor, Vi. Given that we were administered medicines and things like that, Varkhessa was in no position to resist those, but as a master of blood, as a crimson witch, I think I'd like to imagine taking any trace elements, just sort of like in meditation and focusing on the blood coursing through her veins, trying to identify any trace elements of these foreign substances and isolating them from her own blood. And I think what happens is, while she intends to try to expel it, instead, I think below the surface of the skin, maybe on the, I think you had mentioned that one arm was in a sling, like it had been broken.
Mhm.
And so probably before she was even conscious, there had been things administered there. So I'm imagining through probably a spot where a hypodermic needle passed. A new tattoo forms. But this tattoo is not the red, crimson red of blood. It probably has a bizarrely almost metallic, maybe like a gunmetal appearance to it. And I don't know what the shape would be, but I think forming it, seeing it form, she would furrow her brow. She was hoping to expel any of these trace elements. And would look at it almost like a blemish and then just try to shrug it off. And I will move to, now having attended to my own stuff, I will move to sit with Louse.
Asuma will move to the side and let you join her. And Asuma will say to you, as Veris, you'd hear her say, "You've been quiet."
I love how Veris just like he's just gonna like awkwardly sidestep in and like into frame and begin translating.
And hearing no response from you, Asuma will gesture to Louse. She'll be okay. She is stable.
I will speak for the first time in, I guess, 8 hours. Other than the casting of my own incantations. I will be looking at Veris, but addressing Asuma as I say to Veris. First, do not translate this. Do you understand my words? As I turn to Asuma.
Asuma looks to you, Veris, expecting a translation soon to follow. And then
I think Veris would try and lie.
To Asuma? Or to
like do like a mistranslation.
What do you say then?
Just that like we're thankful that Louse is gonna make a recovery.
Make a deception roll, please.
Oh no. Okay, that's a 20.
That is a success.
that die fuzzy?
Yes, it is.
I thought my vision was just a little blurry. They're pink
It is
fuzzy dice.
Yep.
I cannot bring myself to see suffering come to pass, especially at the hands of these things.
Veris looks to Varkhessa like, what's going on here?
I just wanted to be sure that they cannot understand our words if they are not translated.
Can Veris roll an insight when he lied to when he lied
You
to
can?
them? Yeah.
Yep.
Ysuma. Oh man, 18.
You are pretty certain that Ysuma cannot speak your tongue.
Okay.
Ysuma
Yeah,
says
Veris.
out
Oh.
to you, Veris. Are you hungry?
Veris nods. Yeah, I could eat something.
It is good for you to eat. The medicine and the nanites, they can offer a little bit of, well, they do rely upon your biology a bit, even though they have their own energy source, but your body will be famished. Here, have some of this. As she goes and produces this, like, have you ever seen like what a can of refried beans has just kind of this like cylinder of brown? She has this capsule. She like kind of pushes the bottom of, and this like cylinder of brown emerges. And like with a knife, she kind of like slices off some discs of it, and hands these like small, these like discs of this like nutrient cylinder, to each of you.
I'm not eating that.
And what remains of the brown cylinder, she'll like open up here, and then like unfortunately it's pretty messy. She's like shove 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 shove, and then it closes again.
I mean, Veris will eat it.
Yeah, Daeralei would take the one offered to her as well. Would sniff it first before taking
It's
a little.
very plain. There's almost no smell to it.
Yeah, and then take a kind of a small bite. And if it's not like terrible to taste, then she would just eat it.
I will instead pull rations from inside my belongings. And I think as part of the rations, which normally can have like dried fruits and jerky, hardtack, stuff like that, I'm imagining these sort of dense biscuits. But surprisingly, I think Varkhessa pulls a small jar that's carefully wrapped in cloth that has a deep red substance in it, and we'll open up the jar and spread what looks to be a homemade jam on these dense biscuits. And just because I'm going to say that it's homemade blackberry and sambuca jam, courtesy of a friend from a faraway land. I brought some back from Canada.
I thought it was blood jam.
No, actually, I literally have a jar in my fridge thanks to our friends Petra and Steve. Steve gave me a jar to bring home, and I've been thinking about it, so it's now in the game.
As she gives...
I was just going to say, sure, she calls it blood jam.
As Ysuma gives the rest of you these like cut-offs of this nutrient stuff, she'll say, "It is quite a fortunate coincidence that your biology is dexterally chiral as well here. Otherwise, you would not be able to eat this."
Mm-hmm. Daeralei says, pretending to actually understand the words that Veris just translated. I do want to say at one point, like, I think Daeralei missed that whole testing of Ysuma that Veris and Varkhessa did, because at that moment, Daeralei was trying to telepathically. Thank you. That's the word. Telepathically talk to Louse to see if there was enough of Louse left in the body to reply.
Louse gives you the telepathic equivalent of me.
Hawk shoe, me.
Hong Shu, me.
So I think, yeah, trying to figure that out is so yeah. Daeralei just kind of missed that whole interaction there. So I'm not thinking anything of it, but yeah. Does the nutrient, does it taste bland? Does it taste
It's
like
extremely
something?
bland. It's kind of a little bit gritty. Um, if you ever have tasted like protein powder, and just like how like kind of chalky it is, it's like imagine like yeah, you get like one of those like protein granola bars, um, those energy bars or whatever, but it's like no flavor at all. It's just pure nutrient in a somewhat homogeneous paste that's kind of dry. That's what it is. But it's not inedible. It's just kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
not
so
yummy.
I think Daeralei is eating it because, nutrition, who cares, whatever, but is also kind of side-eyeing the blood gem that Varkhessa happens to be eating.
Hey, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're gonna then wait
Okay.
for them to awaken, and maybe make a bit of a game plan. Like, I think that maybe we can talk with Suma about what she knows about the ship and what we've seen, and kind of like take this time, like outside the game, just to
Mm-hmm.
like make more of a game plan and go in
Awesome.
with like a little bit more understanding of what we're up against.
Yeah, not only like the creatures, but also like the path that we might have to take. Because if we're heading for the center, we want to kind of have a feeling like, so we're not like wandering around getting lost.
Yeah.
That would suck.
She will give you the lay of the land. Ahead of you. Hopefully this works correctly. Yes, you should not be able to see anything. Okay, good. Fall out of this tunnel and you'll be in the main hall of the hive ship. This is where the incubation happens of larval Dominion species. Bioengineered, of course, they all are, to require the same environment. I think, yes, she will be drawing a map into Veris's book. There will be a door that leads you back to the entryway. It's what I took you through to get to this place. There as well is a medical area. I use all these words loosely. They are the equivalent of the Androphin architecture. There they perform the experiments.
I think at one point Daeralei would interrupt, especially when she talked about the doors. Daeralei would describe the sphincter that we saw earlier. Is that a door? And if it is, would ask how do we get through there? How do we get through them?
That is one of the two types of doors in this Dominion hive ship. It is a biological lock. It recognizes the signatures of any creature with Dominion DNA and lets them pass freely. And of course, bars the entrance of any foreign species from entering.
Does it have to be a whole creature?
Any tissue.
So if we just had like a piece of it, we could get through these.
That's what I do to trick idiots. And she holds out like this like bloody like stump of a blob of flesh. that she kind of keeps in a in this like little plastic bag. I use this to bypass them. Yes, it's worked so far. And beyond the incubation deck, well, there's a few tunnels that lead up. I think what you're looking for, you'll want to head through the tunnels. I've seen something horrible come to lair in this place. One of the experiments that Dominion has done to one of the native species of this world. It is massive and tentacled. It has been infected with, well, there's no real word for it, but a living color. Be wary of it. Beyond those, farthest that way, she gestures. That will be the Illithek's domain, where it runs its experiments. That is where I think the Neurocam will be. And with that, that'll be the end of tonight's sessions.
Heavy lore drops tonight. And so much unspoken lore. There's so much I wanted to interject, but I can't. I must wait. I literally at one point almost asked somebody for a check, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not the DM. No, this is great. This is great. Let me do that. There we go.
I cannot wait for the Varkhessa Bloodweaver lore drop when she feels ready to grace us with that knowledge.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the great thing about this is it's allowed me in this situation to think, how, knowing what I know about Varkhessa, how is she reacting in this and why, and sort of kind of play around with some of that. So yeah, I'm sure there will come a time, but right now, it's not that time. Yeah, so thank you, Vi, once again for another great session. An amazing reaction, amazing pivot from near disaster. And still not knowing. I mean, literally as soon as we started playing, we had to make a handful of death saves, and it got really close for a couple of us there. So yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Shout out again, Kaeryn, for the 87 months subscribed, almost as long as we've been affiliated as an affiliate channel. You and I have been affiliated for longer than that, I guess. But yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Anybody hanging out or popping in at the last minute, like Zach Noorman. Literally 2 comments, I think, about a mutual friend, and then a honk shoe, me. So, but yeah, and everybody else hanging out, especially if you're somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the background, or maybe you're watching later with us on the VOD. Know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy these games as much as we enjoy playing them. And again, a huge thank you to our Dungeon Master Vi. And of course to everybody else here, Kaeryn and Em. And though she was not with us tonight, she was definitely with us in spirit. Sara, without whom this would just be Vi wandering the halls of this strange living ship by herself for a couple hours. With that, we are going to end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want. Metadad. Shoo, me.